Okay guys, welcome to today's tutorial. In our previous tutorials we've been drawing some of the machine parts, and we've actually been so based on 2D and 3D, but we want to digress now to how we can draw machine parts. The first drawing we have here is the crankshafts, and from here we are being given the parameters. So let's just go right into the drawing. The first thing we'll do is we are going to draw it first, the front view in 2D. Then we are going to change it to another view, that's a realistic view. So first of all, let's start. The first thing we are going to draw is a line which is 40 millimeter long, and we are going to draw this circle of radius 25. Okay, we have this radius of 25 circle, and we would from there draw another circle radius of 50. So let's get right into it. First thing, we have to change our drawing, make some settings, and that is to on, make sure our auto mode is on, and okay, that will be all for now. Then you type L, enter, specify line of length. Don't forget the length is 40. Okay, let's zoom in. 40, enter, escape. Next thing we'll draw is a circle radius 25 and a circle radius from the other end of the line, a circle radius 25, and from this other end a circle radius 50. So C for circle, enter. From the first end, radius 25, enter again to repeat the circle command, radius 50, enter. So what we are going to do now is, the next thing we are going to draw a line from the midpoint, a line of length 80. Okay, L, enter, specify any place and type in 80, escape, type M for move, let's click on the line, enter, take it to where you have the green triangle which shows that's the midpoint. You take it from there, specify here the end point of this line, which will show a green box. Let's click. If those boxes are not showing, if that line and the triangle and the green box are not showing, make sure you right click here and make sure all these things are being ticked. So let's get back. L, enter again, let's click here, take it all down, let's click, escape, enter command again in your keyboard, let's click, take it all down, let's click and escape. Next thing we are going to do is you type in trim, enter and enter again, let's click here, let's click here, okay, let's click here and here. Okay, I'm going to let's click here and delete it, same with this, and I will delete it. The next thing I will do, I'll type my L for line. Okay, make sure I track it from here. If your tracking isn't working, make sure this is on your object snap, or snap is on, enter command again, L, and then bring it all down. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arc, make an arc here. And I've just finished drawing this line and this line. I'll make an arc for this. The arc is not being given any radius, same with this. So what will I do? This is my arc, so I will choose start end direction, because angle is not given. Okay, the length is not given, no angle is given, no radius is given, so I will use my start end and direction. So I will left click here. Okay, let's click. Okay, and left click again. Do the same here. Let's click here, take it to this point, let's click, and let's click again. So we are done with that. What we'll do is to exit, to delete this, left click on it and we delete it. We are going to extend these lines. Type extend, enter your command twice. Okay, I'm going to trim this, trim, enter and enter again. We trim this all out. Okay, so we will delete this one and this particular one here. So you trim this, type J, enter. Let's click here, or the joints. You are going to left click on them and make sure you click on all of them and enter. So we have that 7 written here, 7 objects converted to 1 polylines. Okay, that's not all. That means, okay, now as you can see here, after joining, you see they are now all one. Actually, press pull. Go to your press pull command here. Let's click on the midpoint on the center. Let's click here. Let's click on the drawing. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is we go to our press pull command, left click there and come to the midpoint, the space here, left click again. Then we are being given that the thickness is 10. So what next we are going to do is we take it up and type 10, enter, escape. Then we are going to orbit this 3D orbit. Okay, the next thing I would not want to have is this grid mode, so I will have to off it, escape and off the grid mode. So you should be able to turn this to realistic. Okay, so we have our drawing there. So the next thing we will draw is this particular section now, and we are being given that the length of it, the diameter of it is 30 and the length of it is 32. So, and as you can see from here, okay, it takes from the end points, which is the middle point of this circle. Okay, yeah, we take our center radius, then we'll track from here the center of this circle, then we have here, then the diameter was 30, that means the radius is 15. The next thing we'll do is we press pull it, take it to the midpoint of this circle, let's click, bring it all out, can take it all out, and the length is 30. Just type in 30, enter, escape, and let's turn this so that we would see what we are drawing. Okay, so the next thing we'll draw is this particular circle here that is of diameter 20 and we have, don't forget, we have inside the circle, we have this extrusion here. It's an extrusion for a key. Okay, we have that the extrusion is about 20 millimeter deep, which is like a square. So what we will do is we will draw the circle separately, and okay, so the first one we are going to draw is, the first circle is diameter 20. So let's get the first circle. Before that, come to this surface. Don't forget, you see from this surface here, which is being highlighted, is where I'm going to take my center point. So the center is, the radius should be 10 because the diameter is 20. I'll press pull from here, left click, bring it all out. The length of it is 40 here, from here to here is 40. Then I'll type in my 40, enter. Okay, so the next thing I will draw is, okay, let me turn this. Okay, the next thing I will draw is this key. The circle here is, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'll take my circle of radius 10, then I'll take, for the key, I'm going to use my square, and let's click here. It's being given that for the square, it's, the area is 2, the length and the height is 2. Okay, so I'm going to take 2, tap 2, enter. Then I would move it by typing M, enter, let's click, enter again. Take from the midpoint of the cube, take from that midpoint. Okay, before that I'm going to take a line L, and okay, I'll move the line M, enter, move it from the midpoint, drag the midpoint here and drop it here. Then I'll move this, left click, enter. Okay, left click again on the midpoint of that and bring it to this particular place here where you have X. Bring it here and drop it. So I'll left click on this line here, I don't need it anymore. And to trim this, I'll type in trim, enter, and enter again. I'll get off this line, get off this line, and get off this line. Okay, I'm not done. I'll get off this line. So because these are two different drawing here, you have this line and this line, they're not joined together. So I will type my J, enter, let's click here, let's click here, enter. So I have one segment joined into one polyline, so that now they're not equal to one polyline. So I'll have to move this now by typing M, left click, enter, move from my center point. I'll bring it here to the center point of this, the surface here. Okay, as you can see, okay, I'm taking it to the center point here. Let's click here and okay, that is perfect. So what next am I going to do? I would have to press pull here. Then now the depth of that key is 20. So I would press pull I'll just left click there, take it in here. I'll not left click again. I'll type in 20, enter, escape. Then for this hole here, we have another hole here which is diameter 2, and it enters all in. The depth is 20. The depth of the hole is 20 also, so I'll left click here. Then this is highlighted, take it to the surface, and okay, this is the midpoint. So the diameter is 2, that means the radius would be 1. So I type in 1, enter, left click on my press pull, left click on the midpoint. You can zoom it in so you know where you are clicking on. Take it in here and type 20, enter. Okay, so I'm done with that. I left click here. So I have to move my drawing so that I will separate it from the construction lines. I kind of call it construction lines. So the next thing I will draw is this the back side. So we have this now. What's left is the other back side, and we have that from here the first circle is diameter 20, which is of length, diameter 30, which is of length 20, sorry. And okay, this is what we do. Have to turn this, okay. Okay, so we take our circle, its diameter 30. Okay, if this midpoint is not showing, you just have to take your cursor to the circumference of your drawing. It is going to show. Let's click here, diameter 30, which means radius will be 15. Left click, and the length of it is 20. Press pull, take it to the midpoint, left click and bring it all out. Type 20, enter. We are done with that. Okay. So the next thing we are going to draw is this particular side, and I'm going to be drawing it separately. How will I do that? Now we have it that the diameter of this particular section is 30. Is okay, 30 plus 10, we have it to be 40. Okay, the diameter of here, okay, it's giving here the diameter is 40, and from here you can see that here, which is here, the circle here and here is of the same diameter, which means all three is going to be 40. So I'm going to draw the first circle, C, 40, and if you look at it very well, you see that the midpoint of this circle is equivalent to the midpoint of this other one. So also the midpoint of this top circle is equivalent to the midpoint of this one we drew before, which is here. The midpoint from here to here is of length 40 or height 40. So we're going to take our layer. The radius is 20. Sorry, let's close. Okay, the radius is 20. Enter. Enter again. Okay, L. 40. Enter. Escape. Send circle again. Radius 40. Sorry. Radius 20. So I'm going to take my circle and my line, then I'll track from here, bring it all down to this point. I'll do the same with this other side, bring it all downwards to this side. Then I'll trim it. Type trim, enter command twice. I'll get away with all this and all this. Then I'll delete this and make sure that I can equally highlight all this. Let's click and type J and enter. Then all this will become one polyline. Then from there I can move M, type M, left click, enter. Then I would move from here to this midpoint here. Let me update that. Okay, we now see how it is like. So I've gotten this particular plate now, and the next thing I'm going to draw is the next thing I'm going to do is I would extrude here a distance of 10. Okay, so I now pick my extrude, I press pull, distance of 10, enter. I would pick my C to draw this particular circle here, and its diameter of 40 and the length is 40. So I'll pick C, enter. From here I'll bring it to the circumference. Since the diameter is 40, the radius should be 20 and the length is 40. Don't forget 40 minus the 10 I already did should give me 30. So let's click here, specify 30, and that is that. The next thing I will do is don't forget I have a smaller circle here of diameter 30. Okay, from this same midpoint. So I'll pick my C, enter, take it to the circumference, and I'll have it to be here 15, specify 15, enter, press pull, 5. Why is it 5? We have it that from here to here is 10, but from here to the end of this side here is 15, which means this is an additional 5. And we have R here to be 2. Okay, we start from there. That's fillet command. Okay, first of all we would make sure that we move this. Let's click and left click here. Let's move it to another part, so we separate it from the construction and lines and circles. So the fillet command, it is a fillet command. Let's click there, specify here. This is where I am clicking, and we type 2, enter, and enter command again. So we are done with that. The next fillet command is here, which is the same radius 2. Then we are going to turn it. Let's orbit this. Okay, fillet command, take it to this particular place. Let's click and type 2, enter, and enter again. So we have that. The next one we are going to do, we have the chamfer command here. Chamfer command here is of it's being specified here 1 times 45 degrees. So we are going to make try to, okay, this is where we have our chamfer command. We have fillet here, we have chamfer, we have a drop down menu here. We have to click here, and that's where you have our chamfer. We click, then you click on this edge here. You'll be asked enter surface selection option. Left click next, and left click OK. So the chamfer was of 1 radius. Right click and right click again. It said specify edge. Okay, we are going to do that again. Okay, so that is that. Okay, we have our drawing now, and so the last thing we are going to do is we have to make sure that these two drawings are one. By that, we are going to type UNI for union, enter, select the first object and the second object, enter. So you see now they are one, and that's okay, and that's okay. This is the end of our tutorial. So please, you can like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments section. Thank you.